Hey guys, it's Casey here. So today I just kind of wanted to make a video about the current format that we're about to be in. I kind of want to just discuss about like what to expect and what are the goods, what are the bads. This is all pre-Age of Overlord because that set's going to shake up a lot of things as well. But we're in this weird like month and a half format where we lost Kashtira as a competitor and we also see some hits to Dragon Link. And so I just kind of wanted to make a video discussing this stuff. If you could please check out nextlevelanime.com. They have great anime apparel for a great price. If you use my code Casey, you get 10% off. Thank you guys. So what do I think about this? So first off, I don't really like to do banlist videos as much as I feel like everyone else is already doing it. And I don't think by the time you watch all those other videos and you get to mine, I don't think you're going to get very much more insight. However, I will just say that I think Arise Hargon is a net gain for the TCG right now. I do think that Arise Heart was just really oppressive and it just didn't really lead to a lot of good games, as well as a lot of decks just couldn't do well because of Arise Heart. And the hits to Magnuma and to Chaos Space, I think were pretty warranted because Magnuma's a crazy card. Chaos Space is also pretty wild, so nothing really important there. So what do I think is going to happen in this format? So I think that combo is going to be insanely popular. You have decks like Dark World that can hand loop. You have decks like Drytron that can turn skip basically, or monster effect skip. You have Vanadium that actually just like full on turn skips. And then you still have the actual other combo decks that still make pretty oppressive boards, like Dragon Link, like Rika, even the other version of Vanadium where they don't turn skip but they're making a huge board, the Synchron turn skip. Like there's just a lot of crazy combo decks right now. And one of the things about the Arise Heart hit is once that guy left, now you pretty much have to deal with all these, and none of those really went like checked. It's like we traded one type of like non-game card for a bunch of now degenerate combos that I don't think have very much counterplay to them. But I will say that overall it's still probably more interesting to see those decks than Arise Heart not let any of those decks shine. So I'm on the fence. I don't like combo where you just don't get to play. But I also, Macrocosmos is kind of the same thing, except it's just not a long combo, so it really isn't like much different to me. Better decks, I still do think those combo decks will slip in. More Drolls and more cards will kind of come in that stop those, but you just still don't like them in the format. But you'll deal with them. I still think Unchained is probably going to be the best deck until Age of Overlord. I think Flunder gets really interesting because of all those combo decks and all the decks that thought they were safe because of Arise Heart. And all of a sudden, Flunder just gets to Shifter, and those decks are still turned off, and they get to summon Empen, which shuts off most of those strategies. I think Flunder is really positioned really interesting because now that you got rid of the Arise Heart, everyone thinks they're safe to play with the Graves again, and then now you have Flunder that has Shifter that they can main. It's going to take a lot of free wins. On top of Empen is very oppressive for certain strategies, and on top of you have a great Unchained matchup. So if Unchained is the best deck, then you have Flunder, which beats the best deck, and then also just shifters out all the other decks. So it'll be really interesting to see its position. Those are my thoughts. I think it's going to be like Unchained, I think it's going to be Flunder, and then I think it's just going to be like all those combo decks. I'm just going to group them all as kind of one. I'd say Rescue Ace. Rescue Ace is really good, but my problem with the deck is it doesn't have a super reliable way yet to get to like an Omni Negate. So with cards like Harpy's Feather Duster and Lightning Storm and Evenly Matched, if all those become popular, then Rescue Ace gets a lot worse because that's all it really needs to beat that deck. And lastly, I do just kind of want to talk about like maybe decks like Labyrinth. Labyrinth is really interesting because it net gained also from Arise Heart being gone, although the combo decks kind of hurt when you're a back row deck trying to like play second into it. However, you literally get to main deck Nibiru with the furniture at any time, which is like an insane combo. I played that for YCS Vancouver, and the amount of times I went Nib and then furniture, discarded it, and just wiped their board, they don't get a token, was insane. You also can just tech your deck out to have Drolls and other cards if you're really that scared. So I think it'll be alright. Lastly, I just kind of want to talk about some popular cards I think that should be in the format. I think Kashtira Fenrir should be in pretty much everyone's deck. That card is insane. I've been preaching that card since like it pretty much came out, and I don't think it really needs much of a talk anymore about why it's really good. I think cards like Droll definitely need to be sided for sure. Like Droll is going to save your life versus all those crazy decks I was just talking about, or even like Flunder. It's really good against Flunder, so I think Droll needs to be in there. I think you definitely need to have Rescue Ace covered on your map. Lightning Storm, Duster, maybe even an Evenly or two. Lastly, for Unchained, I think you need like Marionette Might, Change of Heart, if your deck can Lava Golem, whatever any of those are, but you need to actually be prepared for that deck 100%. I think Unchained is, again, probably the best deck until Age of Overlord, and I don't think there's very great outs to it. However, the Marionette Might and the Change of Heart is a very good, I think one of the best techs so far versus that deck, besides Lava Golem. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you guys can please give me a subscribe. I'm trying to get that number up, trying to get past the 500 mark. That's about it, guys. Thank you so much, and have a good rest of your day.